That says we're live. That says we're live. What does Twitch say? Twitch is saying all kinds of things. Twitch says we're live. That's good. It's good news, everybody. Good news, people. Hello. Welcome. Let me check my emails. Sorry. Got the old emails popping up. Hey, looks like nobody that's watching, but whatever. I'm not gonna stress about it. This is Best Left Buried. I'm Jason. I'm the game master, and I'm just I am in the process of something. Oof, this computer's taking a second. I'm getting ready to do a prep session for episode 33 of our show. What is your problem, buddy? Get together. There we go. There we go. And the other monitor. Didn't like that. Right. Great. Great. And we got the dashboard up over there. Perfect. That's what I needed. So, yeah. Hello, welcome. We're about to get started, and we're going to do some preparing for next Saturday's game. All right. So let's get started. All right. So I'm going through, and if you caught last episode, it started and ended with them in this dungeon, or I guess it ended with them leaving this dungeon. So the broad context is my party has... Get this thing centered. It's freaking me out. My party, they are trying to get some evidence that the folks over at the Cerberus Assembly, this group of wizards, this cabal of wizards, are doing something inappropriate enough that the military government can move against them. And as part of that, they found that there is a dungeon underneath the Cerberus Assembly headquarters in the town that they're in. And so they've gone in to investigate it. They've done some searching and some dungeon delving, and it was pretty intense. They explored a lot of the dungeon, found kind of a secret area that the original denizens didn't seem to know about. They snuck through another part of the base, got their way around a very fun sand trap. If you're out there and you're thinking about fun ways to do traps, sand traps, they're great, right? You take a room, you have stone slabs slide into place in front of the doors, and then you have it slowly fill with sand. It's terrifying, right? Because they have to figure out how to get out before everybody dies. And yeah, don't start, whenever you're doing traps, don't start with a fix or a solution in mind, because then you get to be pleasantly surprised. Anyway, so they went through that, and then they eventually made their way out of the dungeon, but not before unleashing this mummy, this very powerful mummy, on the dungeon. And so I've been bugging them I try and bug my players to put the gist of what they're planning in a Discord channel. If you can get your players to do it before you do your prep, it makes things a lot easier, because you know generally what they want to do. So looking at what they said, it looks like they're going to escape the dungeon, they're going to take a short rest, and sneak right back in. Now I put some things in the dungeon to give them some reasons to hurry, right? So one, there's this mummy that just got loose from its tomb. They saw a bunch of treasure and they wanted more of it. And they were told, or they overheard before they left, one of the wizards, one of the ones they don't like, say, what did she say? She said, "Get the girl, we're going to start the ritual now." And the broader story is in this dungeon, the evidence that was there to be found was, and if there are any players, if any of my players are watching, go away now. I'll give you a second to absolutely mute this. With that said, right, the evidence that was there to be found was this girl, Tanny Downbarrel. Downbarrel? I'm pretty sure. Well, I can find it for sure. We go through our prep. Tanny Downbarrel. Where are you? Yeah, right there. Tanny Downbarrel is a girl. She was kidnapped by Cerberus. She's a halfling. And, you know, they're going to sacrifice her as part of this ritual because they're trying to communicate with this evil guy, Galarok, you know, who's going to be the big bad of the campaign, right? Well, one of the big bad. I like to have a lot of villains, right? But he's the head of this other group of wizards that were all really powerful and really dangerous and existed in the times of the age of Arcanum, right? This like time when magic ruled the world. Yeah. And anyway, so they're trying to communicate with him. As part of doing it, they're gonna kill Tanny Downbarrel. And so what's gonna happen is if they go take a short rest and come back, they're gonna be able to stop this ritual or, you know, get there and witness Cerberus killing this girl. And that'll give them the evidence they need to, whatever, move against Cerberus Assembly. That's where we're at. So I got to figure out what they're doing next session. I'm going to update all the situations that we have in the game. I'm going to think of any important scenes that are going to happen next time. And yeah, we've got to figure out what happens with this mummy. What is this mummy doing? Right? So let's go, and actually one more thing that I wanted to bring up was OneNote. So give me just one sec. Yeah, perfect. So let me just give you a sense of this dungeon. If you're watching. So Cerberus Basement. So I took just a normal Dice & Logos map, which if you don't use it, go to diceandlogos.com and grab maps. They're absolutely wonderful. So I took this Dice & Logos map and I kind of decided what this was going to be, how it fit my dungeon. Right, we got this breakdown of things. We created these stone cyclops, which I think are a lot of fun. It's, you know, it's like a cyclops, but it's got a turn you to stone beam. I ripped this one right out of the Dracula thing on Netflix, whatever it's called. I forget what there's a cartoon on Netflix that is is like a Dracula show. I think it might be called Dracula or something. And anyway, it was a lot of fun. And so I got the stone cyclops, which is great. Cyclops that can turn to stone, very fun. And yeah, so that's where we're at. It's the former shrine to Galarok, not Garak. There's our details here. So they just went out this door. They woke this mummy, this exalted Hierophant mummy. And, you know, he's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. He has a bunch of really good spells. He's got a bunch of really good spells. And so he's going to be a problem for the mages. So with that, we kind of know what the basic problems are. So let's go look at our situations. Well, let's look at session notes. So this is where I've been really redoing the way I prep, trying to make it a little bit more effective, a little bit more time effective and easier for me to understand what's going on, right? Because I don't want to lose track of anything. So let's go. This will be next Saturday. And we don't know the name yet. We'll come up with a name. Check everything. Oh yeah, we had Galarok the villain, you know, interact with some of the characters last time, and he offered one of them the chance to like go join him. We did escape the portal room. That happened. We didn't have Finding Tanny. We didn't have Ileana's hunting you because that really didn't come up. It was a chaotic. They're all chaotic ones. But they did end up leaving the dungeon. They didn't see Major Cullen. So, oh yeah, and they're getting ready to wrap up in Icehaven. I think it's about time for them to move on to the next part of this. All right. Oh, one thing I really enjoyed is I used to use just secrets and clues, and now I do secrets, clues, and gossip because the players love overhearing gossip. Mine do, and I think I run multiple games and they like hearing gossip in all of them. I think that's just a pretty universal. They like gossip. And yeah, I've got some old clues, so this person tried to assassinate Major Cullen. They're going to try again, probably. They were hired by the Cerberus Assembly. This happened, but this really doesn't matter anymore. She works for the High Mage, obviously. This is indented. Therog's a member of an Order of Assassins. Great. Cerberus has been kidnapping townsfolk, which they may find out. This one ended up being a really good rumor. So I had they go to town criers. At one point, one of the town criers oh, down barrel girl missing, reward for any information, sort of deal. Contact. Oof, that's some creative spelling. Performing a ritual, blah, blah, blah. There's interest in Dungeon of the Sewers. They got that, so we can take that off. Okay, so those are all the room secrets, clues, and gossip I have for now. Maybe we could put in one more thing. Another tracker. Another tracker missing. Seems ironic. Okay, so we still have the same location. I don't really have anything else for next session. The real ones. Oh, now we have the mummy. So we're gonna have to give him a little bit more personality. The Raven, Tanny, Jalea. We're hoping to get to. If you are here and you say hi in the chat, I'd love that. And I'd love to get a sense of how the music volume is for you. Because I hear from my side, but I don't hear from y'all's side. Needs a better name than the mummy. Okay. These encounter budgets, this is a neat one. So let me show you something. Oh, hello. All right, let's look. One thing I've been doing that I really like is I'm using this Kobold Fight Club. There we go. And it's got a couple different ways it can do CR. So you can go into settings here and you can set to the Flea Mortals encounter settings, which I found really valuable. So my party is 4 level 8s, so it gives you a CR budget, for easy, standard, and hard encounters and the 1 monster CR cap. I found that I largely ignore it. I largely ignore the cap, but it's still nice to have. And I put it right there in my notes, so when I'm doing the session, I can think of what will be what encounter. I think this time we're actually going to design a couple encounters, because I think they are going to go back. I think they are going to go back in. So looking at what my players said in chat to each other, it sounds like they're planning to take a short rest and go back in. So when they go back into the dungeon, the ritual will be in progress. The wizards will have dealt with the mummy somehow, right? So we're going to have to show the evidence of that conflict. And we're going to have, we're going to have to give them the ability to set something off. So we're going to create, I think I'm actually going to bother to design an encounter this time. So let's take a look at what that would be. Just thinking of my enemies here, we have evokers, we have, what all do I have here under humans? My spellcasters. There we go. Magic users. I have an evoker. How did I not find this guy? There we go. Human Storm Wizard. The evoker. CR6 for the Storm Wizard. Let's go. Evoker. Add. Storm. Get my sources. Immortals. Human Storm Wizard, there we go. I like these guys. Oh, it's a CR9? The Evoker's a CR9? Is that right? Yeah, okay, great. Great. Evoker. CR9. Storm Wizard. CR6. Have some knaves. Those are a lot of good. Those are a lot of fun. CR3. Skeletons. Basically don't count. I'm using the skeleton minions from MCDM, so I don't even count them. I just throw them into the encounters. We have, oh, of course, we have a stone Cyclops. So I think CR6. I didn't really calculate them, honestly. Just kind of made them up. What do I think he is? CR6. Yeah, there they are. I did put them in that one. Okay, no idea. I'll just say CR6. So I gotta think about that encounter a little bit. Is that beeping off? Doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. So that's my core prep. So I need to think of some scenes. Got our secrets and clues. Strong start. So it's gonna be finding Ash, because that's who they're looking for. So is there anything Ash could be doing? Anything interesting that could be going on? Maybe he has some news for them. He's watched, you know. No, I don't think there's much there. Be nice. So Ash Timbeck is, let's look at Ash over here. So Ash is our very grimy dwarf. He's the stinky dwarf. Yeah. And he's been waiting over by the dungeon while they were in there. So he probably knows some people going in and out. Right? He probably knows some people going in and out and some commotion. And that's what he's got for them. I don't think he noticed much else. So not a ton there in terms of a strong start. So let's find something else that's exciting. You know what we can have? Oh, you know what? Actually, before I do this, I want to review the characters. That'll give me a better sense of where they are. So Soleus looks like he's rough. 29 of 75 hit points. It's not great. His Staff of Striking is actually pretty wound down. He's only marked off 3, but I think he used a bunch more than that. Look at his spell slots. Oh, I guess his key points. gotta be low on key points. There's no way he still has 7 key points. Alright, whatever. Okay, so he's in rough shape health-wise, but is otherwise pretty good. Zagrin is all out of spell slots. Zagrin's all spell slots, but he's a warlock, so he's going to get them right back. And what about Kit? Kit doesn't really use a lot of spells. She has some neat ones, right? She has some neat ones, but that's all related to this dagger that she's using. She's great health-wise. Zagrin's doing okay health-wise, not great. And Elspeth, she's doing great health-wise, spell-wise. She's burned a lot of her second levels, but she still has a bunch of first levels. What sort of spells does she have? Cure Wounds, Disguise Self, Featherfall, Identify. And she does a lot. She took Silvery Barbs. Fucking players, man. Fucking players. I DM with a group. I DM with this group, the natural runs in the Fairfax area around Washington, D.C. And, we're doing a new campaign, for this big open table thing, which is a lot of fun, by the way. If you've never done an open table thing, I seriously recommend trying it out. And, we basically let people use any WotC content, with the exception that they banned Silvery Barbs and Cloaks of Displacement. Or is it Cloaks of Displacement? I think it's Cloaks of Displacement. The thing that makes everybody have disadvantage attacking you. Which was funny. I haven't gotten annoyed enough with any item to ban it personally. But I can definitely see Silvery Barbs being really annoying. But she doesn't use it very often, which I think is the right way to do it, right? Keep it and use it when it matters, not all the time. With her Firebolt, she does 2d10, and if I get this right, because she uses her rifle, she gets to do an extra d8, right? Let's go. Eldritch Cannon, Flamethrower, Jesus. 3rd level, you can create a magical cannon. Yeah. Flamethrower. It shoots fire in a 15-foot cone. That's so awesome. Okay. She has the Eldritch Cannon Protector. These things are so good. And let's see. Arcane Firearm. That's right. When you use your Arcane Firearm as a spellcasting focus for one of your Artificer spells, you cast you gain extra 1d8 to the spell's damage rolls. I'm not sure that applies to your Firebolt based on my reading of it, but I don't really give a shit. I still think that's perfectly fine. So she does 2d10 plus 1d8 every time she does a Firebolt, which I don't know what that average is. Probably around 11, anywhere from 14 to 16 damage, right, on per hit. It's pretty good. It's not huge, but it's pretty good. And considering all our other utility, that's pretty reasonable. Alright, so resource-wise, they need a short rest. Oop, don't look at that. Resource-wise, they need a short rest. Which is fine. Okay, cool. So let's assume they're going to take a short rest. I think that's fair. So Finding Ash, and then Ground Shakes, Dungeon Shakes, Tremors, right? Now, I think there should be some Tremors around 5 minutes in. Then stopping at 45 minutes in. And magic sounds. Right, so the thought is, if nobody does anything, right, going back to our little dungeon, let's look at our dungeon real quick. Nobody does anything. When last we left our our monster was in here in this main chamber. I'm not going to have it chase them because, you know, whatever. It's no fun. So it's going to go wandering through our mummy Hierophant thing. It's going to go wandering around to the ritual chamber where the wizards, seeing it coming, right, are going to do something about it, right? They're going to stop it. So they're going to call the Archmage, and he's going to come in, and they're going to have a nice, exciting battle, right? And they're going to trap the mummy in a little force bubble in room 6 here. In a little force bubble in room 6. So when they come back in, if they decide to confront the wizards in the ritual chamber, which is room 6, this big room right here, if they decide to confront the wizards, there'll be an archmage, an evoker, and a storm wizard in here. There'll be probably no skeletons left. There'll be a bunch of undead around. Re-dead, you know what I'm saying. Bunch of bodies around. The Stone Cyclops will be badly injured, right? And Stone Cyclops will be badly injured, and the Archmage will be concentrating on holding this thing in this ball of force, right? And so the good thing is, if they can distract the Archmage, they can you know, set the mummy free, which will cause a bunch of chaos. And there'll be the down barrel girl. That seems okay. It seems reasonable. Okay. Well, I like that scene. So I want to... I'm actually just going to write out a scene for it. We're going to do the dungeon return scene. Because this one I'm pretty sure is going to happen. So, as a broad thing, I've been looking... When I was first doing this, I did everything in terms of scenes. Right? Like, so I'd create a scene and I'd go through it. Right? And what I found is that scenes they can be hard to write. Like if I look at, you know, Shadow's Bite as an example, right? You have a description, sense-based details, weather, dramatic question, layers of meaning, story bangs, clues, rewards, plot relevance, all this stuff. Good stuff for making a scene, but it could be overkill. Like when people were able to go kind of all over. Like I needed to be more flexible. Like I didn't want to have such a small number of things prepared. So these I found are good for really key things, but I didn't want to use them for everything. And so I took a page out of the Lazy GM prep style and I started creating situations. And I like this a lot. So they're pretty simple, right? Look at Party at Black Sands. Description, what's going on, current status, right? So we have a new situation. Right, we have the Dungeon Conundrum. Dungeon Conundrum. That's how you spell conundrum. Anyway, so it's going to be a situation. So description. Chaos in the dungeon, Cerberus dungeon. Okay, what's going on? We need a name for this mummy real quick. Villains. Let's create a new villain. It's going to be name for a mummy. Name for a mummy. All right. Oh, come on, really? Boo. Just want... Okay. Please give me 10 names for a mummy. Let's do Nephel the Merciless. That's a good one. That's a good one. Nephel the Merciless. a good name for somebody. NPC templates. Let's see if we can get a good mummy picture. Let's go to Pinterest. Don't get too weird, Pinterest. Okay. Mummy. I love this one. Okay, great. Copy image. No, I don't want any of that. Whatever that is. Okay, so we've got. There we go. There's Nephil the Merciless right there. We really don't need to say much more. Former High Priest of Galarak. Pissed off. Dead guy. Alright, clear enough. Don't need to do a ton more here. And he's the Hierophant thing. This. Come on, buddy. Let's get a nice spooky picture. Okay, so situations. Dungeon conundrum, right? Guess in the dungeon. At Nephil the Merciless was released. Okay, so actually that's what's going on. So let's go break it down. Okay, at Ileana is trying to start the ritual using Tanny as a sacrifice. Using Tanny as a sacrifice. Okay. Nephil the Merciless was released, wreaking havoc. Killed 2 apprentices. One wizard. 4 guards. Trapped in the ritual chamber. Being held at bay? Bay? How would you say that? Bay? Held at bay. Now, see, sorry, I keep going on these like random tangents, but it's important to me. Held at bay. Okay, at bay. Yeah, okay, great. Cool. Being held at bay by the mage. Shouldn't be in there a bunch of times. Okay, that's right. Great. By the High Mage. Current status. Attempting to summon minion of Galarak. Will complete within 5 minutes of the heroes entering the dungeon. Well, maybe I'll do it within 3 rounds. That's it. 3 rounds of the heroes finding the ritual. So what that gives me, what I like about that, if it's 3 rounds of them finding the ritual, it gives them a chance to do something, and then I can pull in some terrible mods there, which would be a lot of fun. Pull in some terrible monster, which would be a lot of fun. Oops. You on the screen? It's awful Microsoft Copilot? Yeah, Microsoft Copilot. God, I hate that thing. Okay. We'll complete within 3 rounds and then find the ritual. Cool. So that's my situation. So the reason I like situations is it gives me a good sense of what's happening in a scene. It's a clear place to put it, right? The other situations we have the war, we have Wake in Garok, which is, you know, right? Cerberus wizards are making contact with him and the Fallen. Right? So I have like the situations as they go. So we also have Cerberus and the missing townsfolk, right? What's going on? Tanny is being kept in the dungeon. 3 other townsfolk were mutated into Stone Cyclops. Oh, duh. They're going to make her into a Stone Cyclops. That'll be what they do. They'll make her into a Stone Cyclops. That should have been a duh. Okay. Mutated into Stone Cyclops. Cyclopses. Cyclopsi. Cyclopsy. Current status. Players are about to re-enter the dungeon. Have killed 1 Stone Cyclops. Yeah, that's perfect. So they're gonna be running the ritual. They're gonna be gathering another Stone Cyclops, and they're gonna be getting ready to take their folks up into the surface, right? Do whatever bad stuff they're gonna do. Great. Okay. That's all good. You're active. Okay, cool. So that's my situation. I was using this campaign status document, but I found it's really hard to keep everything in check, and the situations were a lot easier to keep. So I'm doing that now. And then we go back to our session notes. Saturday. So we reviewed the characters. Who are they? Right? It's Essie, Kit, Zagrin, and Slayus. What do they want? Well, they want to get this thing out of the dungeon. They still want to hunt the Yeti. They really are starting to not like Cerberus at all. Where are they going? Well, ultimately they're heading out to Islecross. Wishes. So I do what are they called? Stars and wishes at the end of every game, which if you're a GM, I couldn't recommend highly enough doing stars and wishes at the end of a game. It gives you a good sense of what players want. So if I look through their wishes from last session, see what we had to say. And I write them down. I just write them down every time. I put a note on the date. Paula wants to go into the Shadowfell. So Paula's the person who plays Kit. So I've had a lot of allusions to the Shadowfell, right? That's where Galarok is being accessed from, right? Like that's where his power comes from. All that stuff. Taya also wants to go in the Shadowfell because I did a lot of like really tempting her in last time. She plays Essie. Taya also wants to better explore the dungeon because I put a lot of clues in there to things that her character is very interested in, which is great. Mike, the guy who plays Slayus, he wants to play through the escape. I think he sometimes gets worried that I'm going to like hand wave through too much stuff. And it tells me 2 things, right? Like it tells me to be careful with what I skip over because Mike might be feeling a little bit railroaded or a little bit like, too much stuff is getting hand waved away, which is good. And, it tells me that he's very invested in the scene, which is cool. Josh wants some consequences from Ileana seeing Zagrin and Kit. So Josh really likes it when Josh is the guy playing Zagrin. Josh really likes it when the world feels alive, right? Which I really try and make the world feel alive. So I think that's good. But he just wants to see some consequences, which is good. Oh yeah, I put my wish that the players all post what they're gonna do in chat because last time ended in such an open way that they could have gone any number of directions. So by being really clear that I wanted that, and asking them for it, it made it easier for them to give me what I wanted, which is for them to show up in chat. Taya wants her character to spend some time learning Telkuri, so I decided that Telkuri, which if anyone's read The Black Company, that's the language that the what are they called? The Taken, right? That the Taken spoke, right? And was the old language of the Empire back when it was called the Domination, right? So if you see my villains, they're all kind of modeled off. Not all, but like the basic plot of The Fallen is all modeled off the story from The Black Company. And Taya wants to spend some more time learning about Galarok. They also all decided that Galarok, who's the name of the big villain, which I just introduced, is this mummy that's wandering around the thing. And one of the reasons I wanted to make sure that I had his name is that at some point I want them to learn the mummy's name and have it not be Galarok, which would be handy. All right, so that's reviewing the wishes. So instead of updating the status doc, I updated the situations. So I probably want to change this. Update. Let's actually just change this. Add to the situations. Update the situations. Update the chatbot. I didn't do it. Review the story so far. I've got that. Review the NPCs. So we have Ileana, right? So who's Ileana? Ileana's a little halfling wizard. She's an asshole, right? She's an evoker. She carries a ring of spell storing. You know, she's she acts cute and fun, but she's like a fucking sadist. She tries to be really nice and disarming and be like, oh, look how little and cute and fun I am. And then she'll like torture you to death and enjoy it, right? Giggle while she's at it. Yep, great. And if she survives, I'm really hoping they learn to fucking hate her. We'll see. I don't know who's going to survive, but I'm going to have her and Antal Danbets, and I'm pretty sure, or Danettes, and one of them is going to live. Let's go back to my NPCs. Who else do we have? We have Talea. So Talea, I'm hoping to have her do some scenes. So I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077, which is a lot of fun as the games go. I was surprised how much I liked it. And I love the way they do the guy in your character's head, Johnny Silverhand. Like he's like a hallucination that only you can see. And I'm also reading through the Expanse series, and if you've seen the Expanse series or read it, you know, the main guy has like a projection of one of the characters in his head, and he talks to them. It's a great way to do madness, and I've decided that I'm gonna now have Talea just start appearing in scenes that only Kit can see and talking to her. Talking to her and giving opinions. I think that'll be a lot of fun. So I expect to have Talea around a lot more. So Talea, you know, she's a human, she's dead, she has one blinded eye, intricate face tattoos. She's not angry and ethereal anymore because we don't need to worry about the body in the basement. We'll keep the date that she died, because why not? It's not totally clear that she's dead, but she'll figure that out. She's really cool, right? She's really cool, but also she's really rough, right? Okay, great. Great, cool. That's all good for Talea. We have Antal Danets. Where are you? Where are you? I keep all my NPCs in here. I find it a really good way to do it. They're High Mage Antal Danets. So they're a non-binary human. They're about 5'8". They're kind of frail looking, but they're an archmage, right? I just want to make sure that they come off as appropriately dickish, right? Asshole-ish, you know what I'm saying? So they'll be using a relic. I want to start creating a scene. I want to create a scene. So new scene. Showdown in the ritual room. No, that was stupid. This is obviously no fighting in the ritual room. Duh. No fighting in the ritual room. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, this is a scene. Scene. Well, I guess whatever scenario. Fine. Description. Okay. Bodies and rubble in the hall. Light pouring from the ritual room. Light pouring from the ritual room. Loud sounds of chanting. We have sounds of girl crying. Smell of burnt flesh. We have gritty rubble strewn floor. We're gonna move some of these down. Smell burnt flesh. Sound of girl crying. Loud sounds of chanting. Light pouring from the ritual room. Great. All good sense-based details. 3 of 5. So I want sight. I want sound. I want smell. I got feel, right? Yeah, gritty. Rubble strewn floor. Bodies of rubble in the hall. Okay, so what's the scene? In fact, none of these are the kind of the description points. Chaos in the hall and rubble in the chamber. Signs of a pitched battle. At Tanny, suspended in the air. Dark crystal shard floating in front of her. Tears in her eyes. Fearsome. Fierce. How do you spell fierce? Fearsome. Right. Okay. Well, whatever. I guess that probably is right. Oh, fuck. I'm not an English major, people. Spelling isn't my strength. Okay. I have other talents. We're gonna say defiant look on her face. Okay, she's gonna go down swinging because I want Tanny to be, I want Tanny to be sympathetic. So she's like a going down swinging type girl. It's not just like a victim. She's gonna be a victim, but she's like fuck you. Stone Cyclops. Stone Cyclops nearly dead. Can't walk. Okay, good. What's the temperature? It's gonna be warm. It's gonna be warm. Uncomfortably warm, actually. No, it's gonna be uncomfortably cold. Because the Shadowfell's leaking through. 8 feet in the air. Dramatic question. Okay, will the heroes save Tanny? Here's meaning. Shallow. Cerberus is going to do something bad to Tanny. They are making these stone cyclops. Cyclopsy. Cerberus is in league with Gal Arak. okay. Oh, so Tanny, yeah, one more thing. She has the control necklace. Wearing a control necklace. Control collar on her neck. Great. Great, great, great. What else is going on? We have at High Mage. And that's is holding back at whatever his name is, Nephel the Merciless, visibly concentrating. We have at Ileana is leading the ritual. And 2 guards. 2 guards are present. Okay, so story bangs. Okay, so sounds of chanting. Signs of combat. Unnerving aura. Not that we have any clues that I necessarily need to reveal. I think they've got it, right? You got the control collar. Control collar using the name of Galarak. Name of Galarak. We have a Dark Crystal Shard. Moving towards at Tanny. Right, so just to be clear what they're doing here. And of course we have the bodies of the Stone Cyclops, who are all going to be missing townsfolk. Rewards, yeah, there's shit tons of treasure. Dungeon treasure. Dungeon treasure. My mage staff. And we have Ileana's ring. As ring. All good things. Let's tap back to larger plot. This is very clear. Right, so some of these things are just for me, right? Like, as a tie back to the larger plot is like a, just a question to make sure that I understand the scene is relevant, right? And it's pretty clear. Key to the conflict between Cerberus and the Royalists. Yeah, this is a conflict. Anything I want to do as the fight progresses? Probably. I'm going to write out in my dungeon notes. I think I'll put everything in here. So I'm going to want to do the actual fight. I'm just going to do this in here. One. Fight sequence. Okay, so what do we have? We have at Nephel the Merciless in a cage, or in a force cage style prison. Won't really be a force cage. I can see it waver when they hit Antal. At Antal, is distracted. Concentrating. Loses concentration after taking 30 HP of damage. What's an Archmage anyway? What is an Archmage in terms of CR? Archmage. CR 12. I love the way they keep putting this in. It's a knave. It's like the big bad evil guy wrote this encounter. All right, so we're probably gonna take this guy. No, we want this guy. So I want the fight to start with the Storm Wizard and the knaves are getting into it. Then Ileana and the Archmage will get involved next round. So I want them to stay out for the first round and really focus on the ritual. So we'll do round 1. Minions. Skeletons. Storm Wizard. And knaves. Try and hold the party back. Round 2. Ileana uses the ritual to blast everyone but her and Antal with necrotic energy. 3. Antal and Ileana stay out unless attacked. Antal attacks with magic. I should probably pick his spells now just so I don't have to spend a bunch of time on it later. Round 3. Ileana focuses on the ritual unless in serious danger. Focus on the ritual unless in serious danger. Will flee if necessary. If under 50 HP. Flee if under 50 HP. Antal, I think, is going to stay. I can probably take him. What were the difficulties again? Hard is 16. So if we have the Archmage, 2 knaves and a Storm Wizard, that's still really effing hard. Okay. So Ileana's got to run. Got to run before she really gets involved. The Hierophant, though, can be a really serious enemy. Yeah, it can be a really serious enemy, too. And it won't be on the player's side, but it's going to attack the wizards. Like, that's who it's after. And it's really after Antal. This will be good. And in fact, that's a great excuse. Can focus on at Neph. Nephil the Merciless if the party is in too much trouble. Say DC 15 con versus 30 necrotic. 33, so it sounds like I rolled it. 34 sounds like I rolled it. That's a good way to kill off some of the guards too. That's a good way to kill off some of the guards, and the skeletons won't care. Let's do 10 skeletons. Those are great. Skeletons are always good. until you can raise another 20 skeleton minions. I don't think there's much beyond that. Oh yeah. At Tanny. Oops. At Tanny is turned into, or begins turning into Stone Cyclops at the end of the round. Shard moves closer. Shard moves closer. Round 4. Tanny is transformed and begins and is transformed. Yeah, perfect. Tanny is transformed. Ileana is ready to run at Antal is fighting to the death. And then we can always swap them depending on circumstances. So we can have Antal stick around or Antal run and Ileana stick around. Happy either way. I think they hate Ileana a lot more, but we'll see. We'll see who gets away. Oh, hey, what's up, man? Good to see you. I'm in the Mage's Library, indeed. Okay. I think that's good. I still want to calculate out everybody's hit points. So what I will want to do is I want the ritual room fight. No fighting in the ritual. So I want an evoker. I want I had a lot of trouble getting copy and paste to work last time. I'm still not working. That's weird behavior. Okay, so we have, what do we have? We have the Storm Wizard. It's gonna be at full HP. So they're gonna be this thing is so weird. Okay, so we have the Storm Wizard, and he's HP 75. PC 15. The High Mage. Who's going to be a Archmage. Yep, please. Archmage. Okay, so he's 99 hit points, so 99 on, and let's say he's taken, I don't know, 30 points of damage. And he's going to be AC 15. He would have cast Stone Skin. Is Stone Skin concentration? I think it is, right? Let's look. Oh, here, it's right there. Yeah, it's concentration. So he doesn't have stone skin. Probably has a fire shield up. It's gonna have a fire shield up. That's a pretty good one. Fire shield is up. How much damage does the fire shield do? 2d8 fire. Yeah, great. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. And so if you're him, what are you going to cast? What spells are you going to cast once people get here? Lightning Bolt's a great one. Let's not time stop them. Oh, that would be hilarious. That's a good one to keep. It's a good one to keep in his back pocket, actually. Okay, yeah, he's got Mind Blank. That and Mind Blank are up. Blank is up. Lightning Bolt. Counterspell for sure. No, I don't like that on my enemy's counterspell. It's fun. It's like dickish. Say Dispel Magic. Cone of Cold is a great one. Jesus. Cold. I don't imagine he'll do much beyond that. Yeah, then Time Stop and Teleport to escape. Or just really teleport. Teleport or Time Stop to run. Great. Okay, so that's the High Mage. So we have Ileana. And she actually got hurt last time. I had her down. She took 13. So she has 121. She's taking 13 hit points damage. AC 15. Let's get her over here. I love this music. Just like, I didn't think I'd be like an easy jazz or smooth jazz guy, but it goes either die young or live long enough to see yourself become a smooth jazz person. Great. Yeah, and she's got great, yeah, she's just going to use some attack spells when the time comes. Yeah, and my Archmage might counterspell a counterspell. Now let him counterspell. Oh, you gotta let him counterspell. That's too fun. I don't want him to lose that shit. Okay, all good ones. All good ones. I think this is solid. Oh, and they have that stupid horse too. I don't know why they don't use their horse. No, whatever. Okay. That feels like a good fight. Oh yeah, knaves. I need my knaves. That's great. Yes, you. Guard 1. Perfect. All right, they're all ready to go. Let me just get their pluses to hits. on everything. Hit is plus. What is it? Wait, what are his things? Is the staff plus 7? It says plus 7. Okay. It's gonna be plus 9. But he's gonna make any attacks like that. Ileana is gonna be plus 7. These are the numbers that I need right away, because, you know, you need to be able to, like, land something. Plus 6, okay. Great, perfect. Okay, that's my ritual room fight. Oh, and we have the stone, yeah, stone cyclops. So, can't move. Can't move. And starts without... No, he starts with a charge. Yeah, okay. Can't move. Put that down below. Can't move. HP, what are your hit points normally? Stone Cyclops. Just gonna pull this whole thing over. Let's see. Great. So it's nearly dead. AC 16, AC 15. Only one attack. It's 8. And yeah, it's still got its eye beams. Great. Great, great, great. Great. Okay, cool. So that's everything I need. That should be enough for Saturday. That's a nice, big, climactic battle, I think. I hope. All right, I hope. We'll see. Oh, yeah, let's get my skeletons, too. I think their points are basically nothing. Where are they at? Where's the man dead? Fine. I'll look at my book, then. So I'm using the Flea Mortal skeletons because they're just so much fun. Let's go skeletons. No fighting in the ritual room. You could be down here at the bottom because I'm probably never going to need you. So AC 11, hit point 6. 6. HP 6. AC 11. What's their thing? Yeah, they die right away. Plus 3 to hit. And it's 1 damage per. 3. 1 damage per. Wave 1, 20, wave 2. Great. And then I can just kind of cut them down as they go. That's a good fight. You got multiple waves, you have people ready to run. We have Good solid damage dealing. And Nephil the Merciless. I should have Nephil on this page too. Where are you, Nephil? Yeah, so he's not going to have a ton of hit points left, which is fine. And then what's his hit? It's going to be plus 8. DC 16 plus 8. What about a trunk of old and forgotten beer? TV Black Zombies. Yeah, I like it. You know what it makes me think of? Not that that's a bad idea, but I love, have you ever seen the rot grubs? Rot grubs are like one of my favorite swarms. Like, so you could have a thing that like pulls, in fact, that's exactly what this guy is going to do, is he's going to pull a swarm of rot grubs out of the ground. Because they can like burrow into people's skin. Curse Touch is great, does a lot of necrotic damage. You know, I think in fact we're gonna add some necrotic damage to Ileana. So she's gonna be at 30, 34. Okay, she got hit again by the zombie. Injured arm. She's got an injured arm, you know, from the that, and yeah, I think he can summon up a horde of rock grubs. Let's see. Can summon a horde of rot grubs. I think that's just a good one to keep in your pocket, you know, because they are just the worst. And if they get you, they burrow into your skin, and then eventually kill you. They're just perfect. Okay, what's he gonna do? He's got the horde of rock grubs. He's got contagion. Oh, that's great. Hold person. Create undead. Okay. Create undead. Contagion. Yeah. Contagion. I'm gonna say he's already used control undead. Hold person. What else is another fun one? Oh. You know, he doesn't have it, but should give him that. Silence is really good. Yeah, silence. Actually, fuck that. Silence. Give him a little bit of turnaround. No, Tide will not get that out. Yeah, there's no fix for that. Okay. This is a pretty good chaotic scene, I think. This is a pretty good chaotic scene. Let them, you know, if they can knock out, if they can find a cool way to do it, they can knock out the hold on, you know, whatever, Nephil the Merciless. And he's gonna also looks pissed at Antal. Because if he gets out, I want him to go kill Antal, Banbats the High Mage, right? Which will be a really good one. Yeah. That gives us a lot. Yeah, right? Because it turns the thing for in the player's favor. We like the scene. Yeah. Bodies and rubble in the hall, light pouring in from the ritual room, gritty rubble-strewn floor, loud sounds of chanting, sounds of a girl crying, or crying slash insulting people. And the smell of burnt flesh. Gotta love the smell of burnt flesh. That's a great one. It's gonna be cold. Dun, 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 dun. I decided that the proper spelling of Cyclops is Cyclops Eye. Because it ends in an I and they've only got one eye. It's funny. Fuck it. It's funny. All right. Okay. This feels it. I am feeling ready for Saturday. Thanks everybody who was able to hang out for hanging out. Really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. I hope it was fun from your end. And let's see what really happens Saturday. I'm hoping that Saturday they're going to take a short rest and go back in. They've kind of given me that impression, right? They've kind of given me that impression, so I'm really hoping that's the way it goes. I do want to look actually one more at session notes, and go back and try and find a name for Saturday's session. It feels like No Fighting in the Ritual Room is the name, right? Yeah. No Fighting in the Ritual Room. Dun, 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 dun. I did review the NPCs. I did review the Revelation list. I haven't done this. Okay. So let's go change this to Ritual is in progress. Bodies in the hall. No, I can just tag this. No fighting. Ritual room. Leaving the dungeon. Evidence to Major Cullen. Healing at Calamity. I've been thinking a lot about this healing Calamity thing. What we're gonna do is Arcana DC 15 for full restoration. 10 to 15. Something's wrong. Right, so elements of shadow. Vector. Something needed later. And I don't know what happens if they get under 10. I don't know what I'm going to do. Let's hope that has to be some other thing. They're going to have to go on a quest. Yeah. Okay. Under 10 will need to sacrifice something they have. It's the death for them. Yeah. No, you fail. The shard explodes. You die. They have. Or run another quest. No. Under 10 will need to retrieve her soul from the Shadowfell. That'll be a nice. They'll get because a bunch of them wanted to go into the Shadowfell, so can use portal in dungeon. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Then I'll have to make some up there. And if they do go down there, I don't want to let them come back. You know, I want them to travel to Isle Cross from the Shadowfell, but I don't know. I don't know what. I think that's better. They can, she'll wake up there and then she could meet them later, kind of deal, if she even comes back. I think that's good. I think it's good. Right? Good consequence. Something fails. They need to go to Shadowfell. They can do it, and then from there, they find a way through to. Isle Cross through the Shadowfell. It throws off my boat. So they were going to take a boat out there, but so what? They don't have to take a boat. And we can do a bunch of fun stuff in the Shadowfell. I love the Shadowfell as a setting. It can be really terrible. And considering we've got so many connections between their characters and the Shadowfell. I think that's great, actually. Yeah, and then we can have Galarak sending things after them, really pissing them off on their way between here and there. And that's where you run Shadow Dragons. You gotta have a Shadow Dragon, right? Do I play It's All Darkness? No, so I play It's All Dim, basically. There's like a constant like dim light, and it's kind of gray. Like colors are all like kind of sapped away. I love Shadow Dragons. Like I love Shadow Dragons. I love there's a great bat creature in the Explorer's Guide to Wildmount. Where is it? What's it called? Gloomstalker. These fucking things are amazing. These things are amazing. So I always have lots of these things, lots of dragons, lots of shadows, shadow demons, like so many fun shadow monsters, right? One of those little red caps, but they're like gray caps. Yeah. Oh god, that'd be great. That's a great one. So they go to the Shadowfell, and I'll let them get there another way, and then they might even learn something about her when they talk to her. So, oh yeah, there'll be like an encounter where they talk to her soul, and they can find out what she was really doing. The secret, Calamity's secret. So I offered, just because I have some folks here, so I want to share. So last episode, before the episode, I called one of the players, the player that plays Essie, and I let her know she was going to get this like really fucked up offer. And I was like, hey, if you want to step through, here's what we'll do. Like if you step through and you take this offer, your character will disappear, and then you can play Calamity, right? And we'll go into that for a while. And so I like to do these like devil's bargains, where you set up like a thing that they can do. And, I gave her some sense of how her character could come back and this, that, and the other thing. Ultimately, she decided against it, which she likes her character too much, which is great. Also a great problem, but it was a lot of fun. So I like setting up like weird things like that. But anyway, point being, it's about time for Calamity's Secret to come out. And I'm excited for that. I'm really excited for that. But yeah, this thing is a great fucking enemy. Oh, and there's so many other great ones. Right, like so many great ones. But with that, I think we're gonna disconnect. Oh, and the those elves, those freaky elves, the bondage elves, whatever they're called. Anyway, that's it. I'm disconnecting. I'll see y'all later. Have a good night. Thank you so much for hanging out. Really appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you Saturday. And yeah, catch you then. Bye, folks.